Hello there. Sorry about that. It is a nice day. That is, what's that song called? That is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. True Evening, an OC remix by Will Rock. So that's a thing. Thought I'd mention that in case anybody wanted to know. It's a good remix. I like it. I like all the remixes that I played. Anyway, welcome back to I love Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I just got done. Well, I'm not done with it technically. I'm still eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because I'm fucking 5. But anyway, that might gum up the old voice every now and again. So apologies for that in advance. I will be drinking water constantly, I promise you, just to wash down all of the peanut butter. Anyway. Hello. So yeah, we're gonna be playing Phoenix Wright today. Later on, I might play some more Factorio, because I had a lot of fun with that, and I played 7 more hours of it after playing the 7 hours yesterday. So I'm properly addicted, I promise you. So yeah, here we go. Let's continue with Phoenix Wright. February 23rd, 11:56 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there? Pretty much. It's true. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister, anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Oh. Hola, partner. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least. Officer Marshall! Thought I'd come to take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They got the place locked down tighter in a fort in enemy territory. What is going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate to worry about other people? Yeah, without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Don't have to be a dick, dude. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the awards ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth's seen it too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, It's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. Hey, great. Hey, Dr. Perry BM. How's it going? How are you doing today? Sometimes you just gotta let the bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? So you're posting streamer Discord. Ah, sweet. If it's steak sauce, I can cook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee! This fucking guy. February 23rd, 12:32 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. Yeah, I'm playing Phoenix Wright right now. It's like a visual novel that nobody thinks of as a visual novel. So, it's very good. Ooh. Well, hey. Thanks for the follow, dude. Hope to see you around more. I'd like to resume? What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over. Your back is bent. It can't be! This can't happen! I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time we can continue with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable! Seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me. Knock knock? I don't know who that is, so I don't know what voice to give them. Voice. Who's there? Oh! He is in this! I forgot! Okay. I was thinking it was this case, but then I wasn't so sure. And then, now that he's here, it is. Okay. What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey! The temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Ah, it's you. Just fucking stands. Oh! Sorry I'm late, Udgy. The roads were packed, it's just me. Long time no see, eh, Udgy? How ya been? Swim much these days? Ah, hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy schmizzy, Udgy, my boy. You have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Udgy seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Aha! So you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks. Thanks? I mean, so sorry about giving our little worthy so sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little worthy? Mr. Wright. Sorry, Mr. Wright. You don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's Worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss Starr wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On little Worthy's car, no less. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you would call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Chief! What kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth? How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says, person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature. Miles Edgeworth? That's no fair. The day of the crime, I had... Your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Gah! The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure. I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open up, it up for me, I wonder? Hang on. What's wrong with my glasses? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch, and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. They really got their money's worth of this mechanic. First off, what's that? There's a small tag on this knife. It seems to say SL-92. What does that mean? Well, I've heard something similar. DL6 of the DL6 incident fame. But it's strange. Huh? What is? I'm not certain, but I've got the feeling I've seen this somewhere before. Letters like this, or letters that looked a lot like this somehow. Wah! Don't scare me like that! I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. I'm sorry. And this dark red stain. Blood? Switchblade knife added to the court record. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us? About the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife? Sure thing. Not a problem, not even a little one, really. Department in disorder. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. See? What a mess! The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Uji. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second, you said 5:15? That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order, order, order! Anyway, we at the department were all afluster, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright? Two detectives killed at the same time in two different places? The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Of course. When do I ever not? Let us continue in just a moment. There we go. Okay, so. Oh, Chief Gant. Excuse me, special? Mm-hmm. Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Righto, but I can't say that now, not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? It's quite a mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler! Unless there's evidence to prove a connection. This knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that can go on at the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let us examine that knife while we can, Righto. Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that's had me stumped all this time. So how were things down at the department? Bad day for the department. Something didn't happen at the police department too, did it? You got a good look in your eyes there, Righto, my boy. Sharp. Hungry. Chief, did something happen? And why haven't I heard? Why haven't you heard? Or why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy with that Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? A detective was killed. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact! Surprising, isn't it, Udgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Wright? I suppose I could help, if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh! Good one! This kid's sharp! Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing, and one thing only. This is a good... I don't know. I don't think this affects anything, as far as I remember, but... I know the victim was found in the police station. I know when the victim died, so I guess how the victim was killed is just the only thing. Well, I kind of know how that happened too, but I'm gonna do that. Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the Force call a stabbing. You know, one of those. With a knife, no less. A knife? That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit, we're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. Well, what do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. It seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder. Time of the crime, 5:15. 5:15? But that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place, and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Coincidence? This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about that incident, or the incident. It's not officially linked to the case, so I can't talk much about it. How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Righto. You understand. Try to understand, Righto. Well, if you can prove there is a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together? Whatever it is, I'd better find it and get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. One at the prosecutor's office, and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife! What was it doing there? I'd better check this knife out. I already did, and I know what to do. Don't worry about it. So, if you think about it, this little document here says SL9 on it. It's not 6-75. It's upside down. Meaning it's also saying 2/21, which is which was the day before the murder, I think. Anyway. So, yeah. Wait a second. Ah! At last! An honest-to-goodness objection! This knife... This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha! And honest to goodness, what do you mean from the judge? This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL-92. And this is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. Bleh. What's this? 6 minus 7S 12-2? Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? Aha! When he wrote this note, he was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag. Order, order. Well, Chief? Ah, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say? Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice! Good show, little worthy. It was a murder weapon as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. Blech. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. It was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Okay, so now that we've linked it, we can press this and actually get information, I believe. How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police! Blah! The fuck is up? Hey, Neko. You know, play more Phoenix, right? What's the fuck up with you? I already did this. And that knife, what was it doing? We've already done that. Press this, maybe? On the same day, another detective was killed. Good one, kid sharp. We've already talked about all this. Where the victim was found. So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found. But I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Well, wait a second. I have heard of that. The evidence room. Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? You were gonna dye your hair today, but mom's pissed at you for no reason. Your friend is unable to have you over because their mom is pissed for no reason. Well, that sucks. Sorry to hear that. And the knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. Okay, so now you press this. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. Ha! You don't say! Well, out with it, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had written down the numbers on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in the very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet, and all. It hasn't been announced yet, and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really? Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? If you're gonna tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. The victim's ID number. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name, after all. You love the new Ruby? What is that? What do you mean by that? We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82... I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department, 5842189. Oh, ultra rare, gotcha. So, if you remember, Goodman's ID is exactly the same. It tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning, it has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? Hello? Hey Alex, how's it going? It tells me that he is exactly the same man. Witness. What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news? Hehehe. Hey, Steel Rhino. 50? What's up? Huh? Just come out with it, both guns blazing, like you always do. The police department, the prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh ho, is it yours? No, Your Honor. I'm a defense attorney. Remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personnel IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with an 82. I've forgotten. You even got the first number wrong. The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, Wright. What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The two ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh! Oh, ho, ho! Sharp as a tack, Righto. Sharp as a tack. But wait. Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department. In the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what you're saying is the same person was killed at the same time? And in a completely different location? Order, order, order! Chief, what does this mean? No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine. But I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error? Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news? Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait! Aha! Excuse me! But is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir! I've got your report, sir! You don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report? Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me... He said that report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. And Detective Bruce Goodman, murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Gah! Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. Oh! Anyway. What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law? Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, Rule 2. New evidence may only be submitted if it concerns the case on trial. And how is this relevant? Normally, you'd submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Righto over there. Or over here. Good job, Righto, my boy! Yeah. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No! It seems we have come to the end of this trial. You are becoming a thorn in my side, Worthy. There have been rumors. After all, you were in the defendant's chair just last year. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened. If it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time. Really? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. We will grant one further day, as the prosecution has requested. Will this be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Oh yeah, I'm feeling much better. Good to hear, Neko. Good to hear. Very well, court is adjourned. Excuse me. To be continued. I love it! So good. February 23rd, 2:15 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. Mr. Wright, so what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. What's this and the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. We even made a point of this by going in a taxi and saying, man, this is far away. Well, that's what we're gonna find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do it! Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's gonna be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Huh? Would you mind coming with me? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go! Science awaits us! Oh, and your friend gave you a Loot Crate exclusive Old Man Logan figure. Oh, that's cool. February 23rd, Prosecutor's Office, Underground Parking Lot. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Of course, it was our victim who was killed at the department. And my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum. I'm sorry. That oil drum. Was it empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. My sister erased evidence at the crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was bloodstains or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it. Here, look, I'll lend you these glasses. Huh? You had an extra pair of those things? Those things? To test for blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Touch the screen to spray it on. Okay, let's find us some bloodstains. Alright, so, basically, remember in the beginning, not in the beginning, before, there was a talk of bloodstains over here, so I can see your eyes shining behind those glasses. So, is this a bloodstain? It's so, Emma, you're shaking. It's just, this is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a bloodstain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. What's odd about this, scientifically? Well, the amount of blood. The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It's strange. If they fought here, there'd have to be more bloodstains than this. Hey, Mr. Wright. See how I'm marking up the floor plans when we find a bloodstain? Sweet. See? I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah, that's very useful information to have. I saved up my allowance to buy this. Luminol testing fluid information received from Emma. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. There's a shit ton of bloodstains in my house from chronic nosebleeds. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case. And we'll drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah! It feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? This luminol stuff is going to come in handy. Ah! Oh. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Miss Starr! You only trust your own eyes, hmm? Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just... that kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth watering. Hey, Angel. How's it going? Today's trial. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Starr, but... No. It's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry, you lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr? Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know. I may seem like a demon, but sometimes I can be an angel, too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long, they called me the cough-up queen. Excuse me, gross. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go? Fired? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident. Wait, she doesn't mean... Hey, what do you think about this? SL9 incident. Oh, that knife. And on that note, Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know. Really? That knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected. The SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? That'd be extremely helpful. Do I also need to show you the fucking knife? We already did this. We already did this. Okay. What about Goodman? I had one of those up until 2 years ago. Back when you were the cough-up queen, right? We found this ID card here in this parking lot. Well, there's no mistaking that. It's definitely Goodman's. But it's the same ID as the man who was killed in the police department. That's impossible. I wish I could be so sure. Will you talk about it now? Oh, okay. What about this? Could you take a look at this? You! Yes? You said you wanted some hot tea, right? No, but thanks. She didn't even look at it. You must have to brew the leaves a long time to get rich flavor like this. We pre-infuse the leaves with steam before brewing. I knew it. So that's the secret to the aroma. Exquisite. The only thing I'm smelling here is wasted time. So yeah, she won't talk to you about that shit. What about the crime photo? If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime? And climbed the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder? That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime. The crime? Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Starr. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl. I've had my testimony disregarded before, and I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time? Maybe that unlocks it? Yeah, SL9. That's when I learned the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable? You should draw, but you're lazy? Well, then don't? 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So, they didn't solve it? On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence, not even a little. What? But the criminal was executed, right? Evidence of a sort. Made up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen. Others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those? Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be? Exactly. Officer Jake Marshall. He's on security detail in the police department, isn't he? As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. Blah, I can't say words. And then, it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait! Those lunches you sell! There is only one reason I come to sell lunches at this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends. Boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Starr's old boyfriends? How many does she have anyway? Well, let's see. 3 in forensics, 1 who is just an investigator on the scene, 1 who is a security guard. That's 5 so far. Just when the detectives on the case have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, rookie. What? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Steak lunch received from Miss Starr. Oh, thanks for the bribe! Miss Starr? Officer Marshall, is he your, are you his... Are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. I don't get that from the, cowboy routine, but hey, whatever. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. So that's basically who you have to talk to, you know. Can I use the luminol again? No, okay. We're good. To the... High Prosecutor's Office. I want to go see Edgeworth. February 23rd, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Well, this place is certainly tidy today. And it will be tidy tomorrow, too. Incidentally, he's not here. I'm sure he's off doing important investigations. I hope that's what he's doing. I guess we'll have to come back. Well, okay, he's not there. I mean, that's fine. Just leave and go to police department. February 23rd, police department entrance. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast, they're blurring. I suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed in their own department. So, the evidence room is the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk, here it is. She's like a kid at an amusement park. Ooh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. Okay. Security guard office. Hey! February 23rd, evidence room entrance guard station. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So beyond that door is the evidence room. The scene of the crime. New nightmare. Yay, hey! How's it going? How you doing today? It sure seems that way. Oh. What's wrong? It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight. What? If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is if this is the guard station, where is the guard? I have a feeling I know who this guard is already. So I think we gotta look around real quick here just to make sure. It looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here. There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of here. Wouldn't that be great? Oh, that's the same thing. Excuse me. Okay, examine this. Look on the floor, a lasso. Looks like it's set up to trap something. A trap here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here. But the lasso missed. You sure have an active imagination? What is this bullshit with the guard station? Oh, you'll see. Oh, you'll see. Yipes! That sure is prickly. It must be the real deal. I would think just one big one would be sufficient. This cactus is a lot like my sister, actually. What? Miss Sky. Encased in a cold, rigid shell with thorns pointing in every direction. Just like her. You know, I've been looking at this cactus in a while now, and I don't see the resemblance. One sec, art stuff came in. That's fine. It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity. There's a security guard uniform hanging here. It looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly. A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that thing called? What was that called again? A punchy, a paunchy, a pinchy... Oh, I know. A poochie. Wait, maybe that wasn't it. It's a poncho, but I think that I'll keep that information to myself for the time being. Yep. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. You thought it'd be open? I think we need someone's permission to go in there first. Okay. I think we can't go here yet, which sucks. So we gotta go to detention. You're going to detention. Oh, well, excuse me. February 23rd, Police Department entrance. This place is charged with frantic energy, as always. Please! Huh? Wasn't that... One steak lunch, please! Oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe. No time. Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now is no time for despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence. The criminal? You mean... You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, pal. On the same day the detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? And the perpetrator, do you have a suspect? Well, there is a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Hi, Gray. How are you doing? I'm doing well, Yankee. How are you doing? It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But, Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal. All I know is I need a steak lunch pronto. Standing around here talking isn't gonna fill my belly. Well, wait, don't leave. If you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. Doing good? Good. Alright. Let's go to... Criminal Affairs Department? February 23rd, Police Department. Criminal Affairs. Wow, everyone here looks deadly serious here. Well, there was a vicious murder of a detective in this department, after all. Yes, but the same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. It makes my head hurt. Well, first things first, I want to check out the crime scene here. Yes, you sound dead set on investigating. But don't mess up, or we could wind up dead. I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now. But it doesn't look like anyone's gonna help us much either. There we go, detention center. February 23rd, detention center visitors room. Still, I do feel better about things, a little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best to not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. What was that? Sir, that's what I'm saying! Me? A perpetrator? I'd say I was the perpetrator again, sir. That's what I'd say. Hi! Greetings, sir! Wait, I know who you are. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Officer Meekins. So you're a guard here at the detention center? Maybe the detector went off on its badge. No, it's Officer Meekins' megaphone. No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report. No, sir. How should I say this? Wait, he isn't... Is he? You... Officer Meekins, you didn't... Did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting for duty, sir! What? What? Now this is an unexpected turn of events. Sir! I'm a patrolman with the General Affairs, sir! Sir! Ow! I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. Blame Emma for me speaking scientifically, fair enough. I had some business that day, sir, so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard office in front of the room was empty, sir. So normally there's a guard at the evidence room? That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall? No shit, really. Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. It's great. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person. Yeah! What the heck is this guy doing? So what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there is no one to bandage me, sir. There was no one. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. A bandage on his hand? Just like Miss Sky. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first. Tell us how you hurt your hand. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir! If you have to label me as a persecutor or victim, sir, then label me victim! I would, but you happen to be in detention. And alive, and well at that. Ah, yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger, or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So, you didn't know him? Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light and other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. So, if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. Fucking love Meekins. He's one of the best. Okay. And your hand. That happened when Detective Goodman was stabbed? Well, you see, sir, Don't you think you should just confess? But sir! But there was nothing I could do! Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell you the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were... Huh? Then, when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hands, sir. Oh, the shock. Oh, the sorrow, sir. Can you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared? That's some story. I don't know if we have much else to talk about with him at the moment. So, let's go to the evidence room. See if Marshall's there now. It's a lot of fun yelling, to be fair. No? Okay, cool. We gotta talk to him some more then, I guess. It's a lot of fun yelling for Meekins. But damn, does it hurt my voice. Oh, I love if you look closely, by the way, on his badge, he has the exact same pose in his badge as he's doing right now. So he took his picture like that. Oh, fucking Mike Meekins. The best. Anyway. Officer Meekins, this is for you. Eek! I'm scared of knives, sir! It's okay, I just wanted you to take a look at it. That's it, sir! Last night, sir! That's the one! I was an apple, sir! It was my dream, sir! And I was being peeled! On second thought, you don't have to look at the knife. He's overreacting to the knife, but I guess he's been through a lot. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey! That's it, sir! That's it! That's it! That's what? My head was a blank until this very moment. But sir, now I remember! I remember, sir! You mean you remember what happened? Correct! That card was the cause of it all! This ID card? Exactly, sir! That's exactly it! Nothing could be more exact, sir! Nothing! I better pry into this one a little deeper. Oh, not present. Go to talk. Crime details. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a lost little patrolman. A lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir! That's what I've been trying to tell you! So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing! Suddenly he pointed a knife at me! What? Sir, I assure you, I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him? Do unto others before they do unto you! My own father's words, sir! What happened then? Well, my eyes, sir. Everything went white. When I awoke, I was here. Right. Reason for arrest. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman. And the victim, whom he met at the scene of the crime, didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir! That's what I wanted to say! That is, I did say something along those lines. Huh? But you still ended up here? They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day at that time. Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly. No! But the videotape is quite clear. Huh? Videotape? From the security camera. The crime! My crime! The crime I swore to stamp out! It's there! It's me! It's on tape! And you wait until now to tell us this? I'm sorry, really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No thanks. I have my own. Well, I guess we better go check out the crime scene. There we go. Okay, now we can go there. Oh, February 23rd, Police Department, Criminal Affairs. Hey, Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the head detective's desk. It's Chief Gant. Are you sure this is all? You know what it means if there's anything missing. Sir, I'm sure that it's most likely totally perfect. We checked the drawers, the lockers, the garbage cans, the coat pockets, the pillowcases behind the computer monitors, the coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. The head detective looks a little flustered. Aha! Righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much? Oh ho ho! Chief Gant, sir. Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Chief Gant music. Is this the only time this track is played whenever he's on screen? I think so. He's great. Edgeworth. Is Edgeworth going to be okay? Oh, Worthy! Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yup, well, we've had no end of trouble with the boy since last year. You mean the incident on Gourd Lake? It doesn't look good having one of our top people sitting in the defendant's seat. Now, you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, righto? Von Karma. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence. Well, wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of a turmoil, you might say. Why, they'd do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what the inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? Evidence incident. It's downright odd, I tell you. I mean, it happened at exactly the same time. The murder at the prosecutor's office. Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, Righto. I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive, and I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets. Can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the head detective's trap shut. Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier. Huh? You saw that? Whoops! I wonder what it was that he wanted the head detective to do. Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. Yeah, you can actually, like, look at him. It's interesting. Ooh, sorry you had to see that. What exactly did the chief of police want you to do? Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So, nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here? Of course not. Well, except for this. What? You kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on it is February 21st. I'll make a note of that just in case. Goodman's lost item report added to the court record. I should probably get a quick look around the crime scene. Alright, so let's check that out right here. A half-written document to date, the date was set at, it was on February 21st. To be submitted to the chief. Date lost, 2/21, Bruce Goodman, ID 5/9? So keep that in your brain. Anyway, see you, Chief. What do you mean? I guess I have to talk to the chief more. Hi. I'm dying. Hey. This? I was wondering, could you take a look at this? Ah, sorry, Righto. I'm through with that stuff. Through, I say. Dude, go find the guy who can't seem to sit still out there, the busy one. The guy who can't sit still? Does he mean Detective Gumshoe? Either him or the dancing blue badger. Ah. All of this, all of my yelling is making my voice die. Isn't it fun? Okay. I don't know if he has anything to say about anything, but I will do this as well. Nope, okay. No, okay. Just wanted to see if he had anything to say about anything, but no, okay. That's fine. Where do I go? What do I do? I mean, he keeps saying we should look at the crime scene. So, I guess we'll go here again, and then go... They were talking about the video recording. No. No. Where am I supposed to be? Not here. Edgeworth? No. It's something with Gant. It has to be. He's still here, so... Still very confused. Maybe it's Goodman's ID. Nope. This was a log. It's not the steak, right? Absolutely, it's not the steak. I know who that goes to, but I was just wondering. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I forgot. Okay. After you talk to the head, the chief, then you can, yeah. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought the day would come when Wright asked me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room? Now, Wright-o. Actually, I'm sorry, I don't need to investigate after all. Wright-o, please, do I look like a selfish man? Huh? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50 no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. It just goes to show you never know until you ask. And for you, here, you can borrow this. Huh? Hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir. It's an honor. You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks. Bye, Gant. It looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID. You seem happy. Yes, sir, because, sir, we need to get into the evidence room now, sir. I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. So is that technically... No, okay. He doesn't technically give it to you, but you have it. Technically, so, okay. Now we can go to the... sorry, wasting time before. Anyway. You mean? The evidence room is beyond that door. And we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. It won't open. Aha! The card reader is turned off, see? What is that security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, 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 what's made my Bambina's sky so gray? Officer Marshall. Somehow I knew. Somehow. What's that somehow I knew look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime scene. Yeah, that card you got there on your chest. That's better than the sheriff's badge in these parts. Yeehaw? Well, what you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. The crime scene's awaiting. Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions? Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres. You're busy then? Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres. Yeah, but what if I gave you a delicious steak lunch? That smell. Ah! Reminds me of Texas. So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas? No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby? Yeah, Miss Starr. What's this? What? What's wrong? A filet steak lunch. I see, I see. I don't see. I wonder what it means. Steak lunch given to our Officer Marshall. Alright, Bambina. You win. Ask anything. Finally, it seems like he's willing to talk. Okay. Let's get that out of the way so we can actually talk to him. Guard office. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us. Ah, that poor little doggy. Poor guy. I keep getting his name wrong, calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this. But since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know? So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy. Note, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy. There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. You mean the security camera system? I don't take to much machines much. Kinda like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak. You know? No! Marshall. Miss Starr told us something. Emma, that is probably a bad idea to note that. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire. You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you? That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. Someone wrote a fanfic where Emma had to be Phoenix's assistant for a day. Would you read it? Probably not, no. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it. What kind of case was it, anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened. There's some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago? The day of our case. That's right. The evidence transferals. Edgeworth was talking about the transferals, too. Security system. I know that maybe two of the machines in here... I know what maybe two of the machines in here do. Only two of them? There must be a dozen. Like I said, Bambina, me and the machines, well... I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras. Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours. And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman are on one of those tapes? I reckon they might be. You're the security guard and you reckon? One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. Thus, the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID card passed through. There we go. So this is the ID card record. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina, I can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Here, I got a full garbage can. Let's take the garbage. Okay. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. Maybe there's some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing. Absolutely there is. Transferal. Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about? We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see? So, what happens to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault in the police station. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February. I see now. Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated. And that happened to SL9 2 days ago. Hey, I want to show you a thing. See this? This is the victim's ID card. Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot? The number on this is 5842189. Officer Marshall, show us the ID number on that ID card record. 5842189, 4:15 p.m. Look, the fourth number. It's a perfect match. It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. But wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card? What did he do? That's the thing! Suddenly he pointed the knife at me! It was bad! If he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. ID card record added to the court record. Sweet. Got a record from my record. Got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. Alright. That's all we need there. Go to the evidence room. February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So this is the evidence room. It's really kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Eek! Whoa! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. I see you really like Factorio, seeing as you continued playing it soon after the stream with a total of 14.5 hours already. Oh yeah. I'm probably going to play it in a bit after this. How's it going, C4? She's pretty, yeah. So is it true what I heard? Righto, please, do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50, I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's desire. Knock yourself out. you enjoy it, maybe play it more for streams. Oh yeah, no, I actually am gonna play it right after I'm done with this today, and I might be done with this once we hit the next to be continued because my throat's starting to die because I'm yelling a bunch and you're doing the voice of Meekins, and Meekins is hurting me. Yeah, it's true. So Chief Police Gant will loan anyone $50? Even me? Oh, so that's what you were talking about. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today? Today? Boss for a day. But guess what? You got permission from the chief. The chief, so now you're boss for a day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this. Evidence room floor plans. What does that look like? I want to actually look at that real quick. Look at this! Anyway. Gumshoe, let's talk. Judge for a day. So, Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day? That's right. Sorry. That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're the boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They're using our findings from yesterday's investigation to prepare for the trial. In other words, Detective Gumshoe got kicked out of the investigation again. I'm adamant, though. I'm gonna take control and put this case to rest. And in my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Haha, of course! I'm a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open? Edgeworth. I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the Inquiry Committee now, right? They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. Evidence safe. This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it. Using this ID card? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my third card since entering the force already. That sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint. Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coded with a fingerprint. And that's the only locker we can open. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles? On the other side of the handle is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it, zap, you get a shock. If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There's even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Evidence locker added to the court record. Hey, Gumshoe. Look at... not that. Not that. SL9. Detective Goodman's note and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the SL9 connection? That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know? 2 years ago. That was the first time that the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there's some loose ends left on that case. Will you talk about it now? Fuck yeah. Now, that was a bloody violent case. Hey, you're back again. Nice stream. Well, thanks. New Nightmare, welcome back. Thanks for that. Now that was a bloody violent case. Oh my god. And thank you for the bits. 100 bits. New Nightmare. Thank you. Appreciate it. Violent. So it was a murder? A serial killing. A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. But the killer made a mistake, and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight, and started the rumor mill. Rumors? About forged evidence? It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So, that switchblade knife? The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? Alright, now, let's look around. Some stuff is happening, especially that. There's something sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was opened recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence? Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too. I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either. If you're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal. Oh, Gumshoe. Okay. So, first off. What's this? Blood! It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. It looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright! What if there are other bloodstains left in the room? We should use her testing fluid to check it out. In a bit. Look, this one's open, and there's an indicator tag stuck on it still. That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker? I mean, locker? Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. Look at this glove. Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know? You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it. Rubber glove added to the court record. Sweet. Look at that real quick. The tag says SL911. I guess this is another piece of evidence from that case. You know, I never did care for the word tag. It's confusing. Huh? What's so confusing about that? Do you know how many other words are like it? Bag, gag, nag, lag, zag? Zag? Is that a word? Do you challenge me? What are we playing, a word game now? Alright. Anything other than that? Does not appear so. Okay. Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from the case. The case? The SL6 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces there? Another piece of SL9 evidence. Check it closer. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke. You want to try putting it back together? Ah! Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Why, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Yeah, my voice. Well, this piece looks like the bottom, so let's try putting the rest in place. Minigame! Alright, let's see. Not this. Hey, Red Manning, how's it going? Good to see you. This one. And then... this one. What? Oh. Whoops. Then... oh god, I remember I hated this puzzle. Puzzles like this are so hard for you. I mean, for me, it's not too bad, at least, as far as I remember. Is it this one? No. Where? This one. Okay. Then, this one. Then... just have to put everything right side up beforehand, I guess. Oh, whoop. There's one more? Yeah. This one. Is this upside down or right side up? Ah, it's this one. Yep. And then this one. What? This one. And then... this one. And then... this one. And then that. Hey! Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. That only took me 2 minutes to do. The problem is finishing it. Were some pieces stolen? It bothers me so much that you did this so quickly. It took me around an hour. I'm sorry. I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. I kind of understand how it got broken. Unstable jar added to the court record. Sweet. We can look at it. There's a little bit of weirdness in the fact of, like, it wasn't entirely one-to-one with the, some of the stuff, but... hey, look here! It's hard to make out, but there's a dark red stain here. Oh my goodness. Oh, excuse me. Gross. Okay. Well, aside from the vase puzzle. Oh yeah, this one. This is my favorite case, although it's also the last one I played. This is the last case in the game. And then you move on to the next one. So yeah. Aside from the vase puzzle. Looks like blood. Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on it when he was stabbed? Sorry, that was in her. Not likely. I mean, in the series. Oh, dude. You gotta play the rest of them. I'm gonna play the rest of them at some point. Maybe it'll be next. It depends on the wheel. This blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. This jar was evidence in the SL9 incident. That might be when the blood got on it. Jump on it. Okay. I believe that's everything. So now we just present the luminol in order to look for blood. Allow me to say one thing, speaking as a detective. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing. Nothing. That's fine. You bet it's fine, pal. Alright, well, I guess you don't present it. You go and you get into there and spray. I'm an idiot. Anyway. I am Neko, and I had chronic nosebleed in the car, and it got so bad, it looked like some bad guy who got the shit beat out of them. He looked like some bad... Hey, Neko. And also... Yeah, that sucks. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey! That's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal! What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow $50 from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. So yeah, we're now just putting, stuff in the floor plans. Next up, a couple sprays. I knew it! This is someone's right handprint. What? What's the matter, detective? This locker, it's mine. It's yours? Please, you have to help me. When did they come to take me away? I promise you I'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. What? But you're a detective. Oh. There we go. There's some blood. There must have been a massive amount of blood here. I've never seen so much before. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien. This proves that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. Well, thanks. Is that everything? It appears that that is everything. Okay. You got anything else that we can talk about? I don't know. I don't think so. One thing, you're speaking as a detective, I don't fucking know anything. It's fine. Alright. I think we're good there. What's up? Oh! That's what I forgot to do. Hang on. Back to the evidence room. So. We also have this list of ID card records. Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. Ah, I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa! What is it? That second number. It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth! What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. What? What? ID card record updated on the court record. Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? Hey pal, look at the time. Was there something you needed to be going to? It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna go give them my report for the day. What the hell is that? It might help, you know? Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? Oh, right. The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I love Gumshoe. I'm off, pal. Later. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. It's like getting art stuff and a drink. Do it. Do it. Okay. We gotta go to... First off, actually, what I want to do is go to... Mike Meekins for just a moment. Oh, wrong. As you can tell, I've been yelling a bunch, and now my throat is like, fuck you. And I'm like, hey. I'd rather not, you know? Okay. Meekins. Look at this list! Officer Meekins, could you take a look at this? I'm sorry, sir. Really sorry, but I have no idea what that is. Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir. That's fair. He's passing the buck, Mr. Wright. It takes a special kind of man to pass the buck to Edgeworth. Alright, so that doesn't matter. But yeah, as you've learned IDs, you actually, they get put in, which is cool. I like that. Okay. Wright and Co. We gotta go to Edgeworth's. So, let's go. February 23rd, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Ah, guests! My apologies. Oh, it's you! Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave, so long. Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Thank you for that description. Ah, it's you. He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? Precisely. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Oh, yes. He brought me some information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. I think the report is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. Hey Edgeworth, we got like shit to talk about. So, how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. That's actually pretty good. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. Excuse me. He's so edgy. Exactly. They gave me a warning. You were lucky. This time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Tomorrow's trial. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened. They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. But is he an edgelord? The police department. Yes, any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police, Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you? Why? All along I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still... Wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Alright, hey, bad news. Oh, right! I'd better check this now. Title of Edgelord is worth the memes about you. Kill me. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage? Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Well, why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go, by Chief Gant, no less. The Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I'd better make a note of it. Unrelated evidence added to the court record. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. But I want to look at it. The tag says AI-16. What's that got to do with anything? Nothing, apparently. At least, that's what Edgeworth said. That makes it seem all the more suspicious. Who knows? This might turn out to be the clue that breaks the case. Wouldn't that be nice? Now, I'm not sure entirely, but I'm pretty sure that this thing actually has nothing to do with anything. But we'll see. Hey, so Edgeworth. We should talk about SL7 or 5. What was it? I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that SL9. That case you were on, the SL9 incident. And some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You are a man who revived the worst memory of my life, as I recall. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. A bad memory? He's talking about the murder in the elevator. Doing great. Okay, Edgeworth. Why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. Remember, the group couldn't speak English. Okay. Allegations of forgery. Woo! The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in a case 2 years ago, then? It's because rules. He was the best we had, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is, why was the Deputy Chief of Police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't... Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. But my sister? What? You still working on that scientific investigation? Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid, hmm? Well then, you might have use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints? It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks! How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? To be fair, Gumshoe would fuck it all up. Well, let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. She shook. Alright. So this is another little thing that they do only for this case. And it's, like, really cool. Let us get to where fingerprints are kept. Not kept, but where they are. To the security guard, and then into... Hey, Marshall's not here. Evidence room. Love the way she's reacting to the powder, explaining what it did. Exposition dump. It's like saying, medicine for healing? Absolutely. February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3. Well, to be fair, I mean, this game was on the DS, and, well, I mean, not saying that, you know, the DS was kind of, like, a thing for children, mostly. I mean, this game isn't for children, obviously, but, you know, it's to help those who don't know things. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Couple of them, in fact. Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. There's also the other one, but okay. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. Okay, that one. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? Just touch the screen. See? Ah, it looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Huh? How did I do that? How do I do that? You just blow with your breath. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See, okay, so give me a second. Glasses for seeing. Yeah, I'm just saying they really could have explained it better, like Phoenix not knowing what it did and having Emma explain that would be something an actual human being would do. Fair enough, yeah. Wow, that looks like fun. It might take some getting used to, though. It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I'd better give it a try. Okay, so I'm emulating this. This is not unknown. I am emulating this, so I don't know if I can blow the powder away, but we will see. Hey Gray, you thinking about getting Ghost of a Tale soon, seeing as it's just released 2 days ago? Yeah, at some point, because it's on my wish list, but that's it. In universe, just put your finger on the handprint. That is critical evidence to catch a murderer. Fair enough, yep. How am I supposed to make this blow? Oh! That's not what I meant to do! I can't do it if it doesn't let me. 1 second. 1 second. I need to configure something. It's not working. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Hey. It's kind of working. Okay, we're good. Got it. I figured it out. Don't worry. I got it working. I'm using my microphone. It works. Aha! You did it! You found one! But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves. You're actually gonna make an effort to draw something? Nah. I mean, yeah, definitely. What are you gonna draw? Sorry, I was thinking about the ripperonis. We're good. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Looking at the locker door again closely. Looking at the locker door again closely. There's more prints. Seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside of the blood. Okay, so the emulator itself, you can tell it to use your microphone, which actually is working, which I'm surprised about. So basically I'm just gonna go add it and it'll go away. Because in the actual game, here we go. Because in the actual game, the microphone of the DS is always on, and you just blow on it because they had that whole thing of like interactivity. They're like, and then you do, and it's like, oh, okay. Yay! A print so clear, it's dazzling. Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So we're not done yet? This is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Okay. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth. Point out the person you think left these prints. Blah, blah, blah. Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was? I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints would most likely find on this evidence locker? It's obvious. Look! It's Gumshoe! I like this minigame a lot. It's really cool. Match found. Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. Yay! Can I not just use it? It's right there. Do I have to look at it? This is where we got a luminol fluid reaction, right? Right. There was a handprint here. Okay, want to try using this? There you go, her eyes sparkling again. Absolutely. Okay, let's check for prints. That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me! Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Okay. So, like, here? I don't know. Just sing away your problems. Here we go. Alright. Who is this? Not Mike Meekins. It's Jake Marshall. Yeah! Hey, these fingerprints, Whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? Marshall's fingerprints added to the court record. That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Scream, Grace, scream. Emma. These are decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints. The luminol reaction, the blood, and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh! Oh! So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped bloodstain. But why would Officer Marshall... It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. Yeah. Nice. Oh. Okay. So I said before that I would play this until I got to that point. The to be continued thing. And then I'm just gonna stop playing Phoenix Wright for now. So that I could stop yelling at the top of my lungs for Mike Meekins. Because he's gonna be in the trial today. Which is obvious, obviously. But I'm gonna take a second and we're gonna change over to Factorio. So if you came here and you just wanted to watch Phoenix Wright, totally fine. If you don't want to watch me play Factorio. Because I'm just gonna be making machines and shit, and it's gonna be great, and I love that game. So, I can't stop playing it, and it's really fun, and I was thinking all about it for like a while. So yeah. Well, bye then. Bye, Red Manning. Have a good stream. Thanks, dude. Thanks for coming by.